Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to College Football Roundup and welcome to the first installment of our. We're going to have a bunch of series of a bunch of different teams. Today happens to be the University of Texas Longhorn football. For now in the Big 12, we'll see what happens. But essentially, we're just going to be kind of overviewing the team, where they're at in the season, look at some stats, give our opinions, which you definitely didn't ask for, but you're going to get anyway. I'm joined by Spencer this week. I might be joined by some other people some different times. Sometimes I may not even be here at all. It's fun, but we'll see what happens. Spencer, why don't you say hello?
What's up, everybody? It feels like this duo has been making podcasts for ages and ages, and it's definitely taken years off of my life. But this one should be fun. We're both in new locations. We've both moved. If anybody's familiar with the stuff we've made before, we've always dabbled in college football. We love it. We got an Instagram page. That's fun. I don't think I'm going to be editing this show, which kind of makes me excited because I know I can just come in here and kind of just hang out, record, do the Ryan special, record, and then leave, and that's it.
It's a nice gig, and it's kind of weird because you were always our editor guy. But
I did. I mixed 4 podcasts for like a year.
yeah,
Off
it
and
took
on.
years off your life. But
It did. It killed me. I didn't get paid ever.
well, we paid you other ways.
No, you didn't. No, you actually owe me some money. So
Okay.
we'll talk about that after the show.
Okay. But regardless, the Texas Longhorns come into this weekend against. They're going away to TCU in Fort Worth, which is always a tough matchup. They're currently 3-1. Really bad loss to Arkansas. That's looking a lot better because Arkansas looks legit. They just beat A&M 17 to 20, 20 to 10.
Yeah.
20 to 10. I know things. Yeah, they won 20 to 10 in an intra-site game, but they looked really good the entire game. That defense is stout. Here I go talking about Arkansas. But my point is, the loss is looking a lot better. Everything is still ahead of them. UT is still mainly in control of their own destiny, especially if they get things done in Red River in a couple weeks. Well, they have to get everything done from here on out. Hudson Card started Arkansas. I don't think he should have been starting. I think he's going to be good in a year or two, but I think this is Casey's team. This is Casey's year. He's having fun.
Hudson looks like very much deer in the headlights still.
Yeah,
which is fine. Like, I mean, the kid's young.
He's a redshirt freshman.
There was no reason for him to start the first 2 games. I think he squeaked out of the first week, and he looked fine. But I always kind of thought going into this year that it was going to be a Casey Thompson led offense, and so I think we were all taken aback when that didn't happen. But it's good to see us here heading into week 5. Wait, what are we?
5, yeah.
Yeah, week 5. And here we go. And we're rolling. Huge Big 12 first conference game. First conference game, first conference win. Texas Tech, those Red Raiders, baby.
Usually a difficult game for us.
They know how to have fun. But oh man, they took a beating 70-35 last week.
We were there.
Currently, Casey Thompson leads all of FBS in QBR with, I believe, a 94.9. So that's exciting to see. Heisman watch. Him and Bijan Robinson, I think could, either of them could have their toes dipped in that Heisman watch this year.
Yeah,
I think it's exciting. I know nobody will agree with that because it's Texas and it's fun to hate Texas and it's easy to hate Texas, and I get it. It's easy to hate Texas, but you got to admit what those two are doing in that backfield is special.
It is, and Casey Thompson just adds a whole new dimension because Hudson Card's mobile, but Casey is fast enough to be a running back in his own right. I mean, he's obviously a quarterback. His talent, he throws the football well. He makes good reads. He's just an all-around stud, and I'm really happy to see him run the offense. Of course, one thing I really love is our run game. I mean, just looking at the stats, we have 4 running backs who are over 100 yards on the year. Now, a lot. Well, 2 of those at least came during garbage time, but Bijan and Roshan, that's such a dynamic 1-2 punch because Bijan does it all. He's in my Heisman conversation. He was in my preseason Heisman, but he's just proving it this year. He's almost at 500 yards. He has a crazy number of touchdowns, both rushing and receiving. And then Roshan is slower, but he's really that power back that we really need in the red zone. And then he can break away for 70, 80 yards. It's crazy. Keelan Robinson is really fast. He looks good. But I'm most excited about Jonathan Brooks, who's a true freshman. And oh my gosh, he is fast.
In that Rice game, I mean, he got a lot of run in that second half. And say what you will, playing probably Rice's third string, but you still, what you can see in those garbage time moments is you can see like the raw talent, and you could see he made great decisions. He knows how to get get away around a hole. He's special. A lot of talent in those backs. Not to take anything away from Trey Henderson, but I really do think, Bijan Robinson's probably having the best. I think he's the best back in college football. I think he's so special. Is finally getting a little bit of recognition.
Not enough. I mean, that anti-Texas bias is just crazy.
Still not enough. Yeah, I mean, I was talking with our editor, Will Glover, about this at the game, and you'd hate to see injuries, but it's especially at that position, they happen so often. If one of our three main backs goes down, you're still pretty confident in the fact that, hey, you still got two other guys who would start for pretty much any FBS team and be dominant. So this team has a lot more depth than I think previous years teams have had, and I think a lot more flexibility, large in part due to Casey Thompson's mobility. Over Sam Ehlinger was he's my favorite Longhorn of all time, but there's no denying he definitely had like his limitations.
He had his flaws.
Yeah, I would define him more as limitations. He wasn't the biggest. He was strong, and he could. He was great at a couple of things, but he was really never going to be transcendent and give us more options, more flexibility.
He couldn't throw the long ball like Casey can, and I mean, I would say that we have our receivers this year are very young. I mean, our top receiver, Xavier Worthy, is a true freshman, and he transferred here from Michigan. He's really good. He's really good. That was pretty good.
Not Worthy,
but he looks fantastic. He's gonna have an amazing college career. I think he'll get drafted really high if he keeps this up. And Jordan Whittington is finally healthy, and he's playing really well.
Yeah,
and it's amazing to see. I mean, other than that, I mean, Joshua Moore has been disappointing, at least to me. I've liked us getting Cade Brewer and Jared Wiley involved because I've always wanted to see the tight end be more utilized. Mm-hmm. And now under Sark, kind of that Alabama style, we finally are getting to see that. Marcus Washington isn't doing too much. I thought he'd be a bigger contributor. Kai Money is even getting in. He has one receiving. He has one catch this year, which is cool. But the receivers look good, young but good. The defense looks better than it has in years. There's still a long way to go, but they're playing competently. They look like they relatively know what they're doing. 2 of those touchdowns maybe shouldn't have happened against Tech so easily. That could have been 21-70 instead of 35. But once you're up by that much, you get some younger guys in, some backups, whatever.
Yeah. I don't think that ultimately is going to affect Texas's outlook in the long run. It was refreshing to see that they were the first team out this week. I know we're still 2 weeks away from college football playoff rankings, but I still like to mess with the AP rankings. I think those are still fun.
The AP is fun.
And, I don't want to get too far away from UT Austin, but UT San Antonio, baby. Hey man,
they look good.
This is about the Longhorns. I want to keep it there, but it is really fun to see, and they're actually gonna match up next year.
They are. That's gonna be exciting.
Those out of conference games for Texas next year are gonna be real fun. Alabama, UTSA, and I'm not sure what else, but hey man, next year's gonna be fun. I don't know what playing Bama is like. I don't know. It's probably not fun.
It'll probably be painful.
Blasted out of the building, you gotta be excited for it.
It'll be a really good test to see where our team is at, because I feel like outside of LSU a couple of years ago, who really wasn't playing their best football just yet, we haven't played a national contender outside of OU in a very long time.
How about a
And I think
college
it's going
football
to be cool to see.
playoff or a college football game day? That'd be a great one.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Texas
Now,
Bama.
I will say, because you know me, I love my big predictions. I think that I could easily see Texas winning out and being a dark horse for the play. Not even a dark horse. I think that if they went out and they win the Big 12, it'll be playoff. Worst case, New Year's 6, depending on how the Big 12 championship goes. But it's all still ahead of us, which is very exciting. I can say us because I am a student, but
and I am an honorary student.
Yes, you are. It's very exciting. But yeah, I like it. It's very exciting. There's a buzz in the air. It's like outside of the Arkansas game. I honestly think with the Arkansas game, if Casey Thompson started and played that whole game, different story. We might have still lost, but it would have been more respectable. We would have looked better. Maybe because then, you got your quarterback in the game. The offense is scoring because he came in the last however many minutes in the fourth quarter and scored 2 touchdowns, which we weren't doing all game. And so that happens. Maybe we score more points the entire game. The defense plays a little bit better because it's easier to play defense when you have points.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it would have been a different story. It could
have been a lot different.
We could be sitting here undefeated.
We could be sitting here in the top 10,
but at least surprisingly,
we could at least have A&M's 15 spot, which Lord knows we can talk about that all day, but
yeah. And it's interesting that I'm saying all these things about college football playoff, New Year's 6, Big 12 championship while we're unranked, but it's a really good 3-1 team that's unranked.
Like it is a weird situation, not to sound like a homer, but it's a situation where we pretty much blasted our opponents out of the building, except for Arkansas, who is, ranked number 7 right now. They might be a top 3 team in the nation. Like, it's still early, but they're absolutely, they're killing it.
It'll be interesting to see them against Georgia this weekend.
They've had a tough schedule so far, and it keeps up. Yeah, this week with Georgia. I don't know. I don't think you're crazy at all if you think Arkansas wins this game. I think it's a close game. I think it's a fun game. I think I'm excited to watch it. I think somehow that might be an 11 a.m. game. I'm not sure.
It is. I think it is because they weren't planning on Arkansas being this good.
They messed that up. It'll be exciting. Arkansas, great stuff, man. Very respectable so far. So yeah, that was a loss. That when you get dealt that loss, at first you're kind of like, oh my God, we just lost to Maryland all over again, and it's totally evolved into not that at all. It's actually, they're absolutely. It's actually a really good loss if you're going to have one. It may as well be one of those.
Would love to have seen the win, but overall, it's not make or break.
I don't see a whole lot of undefeated teams this year. I just don't see it.
This is very reminiscent of 2007.
Where
there were so many upsets. Kansas was number 2 in the nation for a few weeks. West Virginia was number 2 in the nation until the last week. It was just a very weird time, but it's exciting. Clemson's 25. The top
Clemson's
4 looks
25.
The top 10 looks so different. The top 10 looks incredibly different, and that's amazing because I feel like since the playoff started, it's been the same 5 or 6 teams around it the whole time, and it's great to finally see some variation, open things up.
Could be. I think Clemson worth noting, hoarding that 25 spot. Do voters know that Trevor Lawrence is in the NFL now?
Yeah, that offense looks horrible. The defense is good, but that offense can't score for anything. And
I think
they're 2 losses.
That Trevor still plays there. That's not the case anymore.
He's losing games in another state.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Hey, worth mentioning, a little quick shout out. Mac Jones in the NFL.
Mac Jones in the NFL. Highest QBR of all the rookies. Highest QBR of all rookies.
Just worth saying, not to make this an episode of The Splash or anything, but it's just worth noting. That boy's balling. But I don't know how long we're going here. I don't know. I think we're running probably 20 minutes now, if it feels like it.
Well, all right. I think it's time to call it an episode. I want to keep it short and sweet.
Editor's note. I have not recorded a single minute of this in GarageBand, so this is going to be strictly Zoom audio. But we both have extremely fast internet now, and I don't live in the boonies, so I think the quality should still uphold.
Yeah.
And we have our faces, and I think Will's gonna put us in boxes like what are those? I mean, I guess any basically ESPN show now that does distance shows. We should do an upcoming weekend. We should do like our own college game day in Austin. We could do
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. We could just do it on like
on my couch.
Do it on your couch. Do it on some. We could do it at our editor's rooftop.
Ooh, get a little audience, get a little crowd. Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be kind of sick. We set up a table.
All right, we'll do that. We'll definitely do that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching or listening to this first episode of College Football Roundup. A lot of Texas today. Later this week and definitely next week, we will have more variation. Talk about the latest and greatest stories around the league. Give you our takes, our predictions. Go follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting highlights, thoughts, opinions, and comments. Interact with us. I think that if we get enough people interested, we might start a Discord for everybody, which would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
a lot of stuff is ahead. It's very exciting, and we can't wait for y'all to join us on this journey. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Ryan, he's been Spencer, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.